101. Emily is back! And guess what we saw today?
The Bones
Mortal Instrument.
It was awesome.
Awesomeness. It wasn't like already going into it, we had to prepare ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We had to think, okay, this might be different from the book. You know what I mean? But hell,
Pretty close.
it was pretty close. It was epic. Just a warning, this video will be spoiler galore.
Massive spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie or you want to be spoiled, continue. The beginning was obviously a bit different. Instead of going straight into the Pandemonium Club, Clary...
You see Clary at home.
Yeah, and she's with her mum, and she's talking about going to Java Jones, the coffee club, to see Eric do his poetry.
And she's already like drawing the angelic rune all over the place.
Yeah, and she doesn't know what it is. She has some weird fascination with it. She has no idea what it's about.
Already now, this is different from the book, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, because if you didn't actually read the book, it was a better introduction than I think the book was, because it would be just too sudden and jolting if you hadn't read the book.
When we got there, we were the only ones in the theatre.
It was awesome.
It was awesome because we kind of took off our half day from school to go see it. And, you know, we got there, we sat down. Lisa's going, because I saw Breaking Dawn with this girl. And she was having heart palpitations the whole way. Palpitations? What am I saying?
Palpitations.
Palpitations. She was having heart palpitations the whole way through. And in this one, well, she was better.
What happened to the cats?
What
There was
happened?
no...
I know.
There was no church in the institute,
No.
and there was no Chairman Meow for
Where
for
the hell did
Magnus.
Chairman Meow go?
It was like,
Oh,
it was just those finer details that
yeah.
they needed to add just to sort of, I don't know, make me
maybe
feel a bit
wrap
more...
it together.
Yeah.
Church. I was so mad because I'm thinking if they are going to make Infernal Devices, you're going to want a church in the Mortal Instruments.
He's the one that ties everything together.
Yeah, the little cat. He's cute and I like him. And Magnus. We are... Okay, I thought I'd see more Magnus.
Yes, I did too, because he's one of the key characters in the whole series.
We saw 5 freaking seconds of him. One at his party that was supposed to be for Chairman Meow.
Yeah.
Number 1. Number 2, we saw him, like, heal Alec.
Like, he's supposed to explain to Clary what the different runes are in the Book of Grey, or Book of White, or whatever it is. And it just didn't happen. So it's assumed that Clary just already knows everything.
Where did Magnus go? In terms of characters and the way they kind of played, I think Clary did a good job.
Yes.
I didn't think she would. I thought maybe she'd be a bit cheesy as Clary. But Lily Collins did really, really well as Clary. I believe it was Clary.
Yep.
What do you think of Jace?
Their relationship was really convincing.
Kind of slowly, and he kind of saw it develop. Twilight was a bit too fast.
Yeah.
What's
It's
that?
a bit like, I love you, and that's the end of it.
Exactly. And the host, it only took them like 2 days to freaking fall in love. But here, we actually saw it moulding kind of the little side looks of Jason.
I love the bit when she's walking into the library and he's sort of on the platform and he's sort of looking at her and sort of like...
That's so cute. But he played it really well. Did I actually feel like when I was reading it, that was the Jace I pictured? No. But did I actually go into the movie open-minded, and was that the Jace that I ended up thinking about as Jace? Yes.
Yes.
I'm wrapped about Jace.
What about Isabel? She's your favourite character in...
I know.
She's
Isabel. Oh, okay.
Not enough Isabel.
Not enough Isabel. So 5 seconds with Magnus. We see 5 seconds with Isabel. Alec.
It was either lying on a hospital bed dying or sort of ruffling Clary up, sort of annoying her.
I thought I'd see more Alec. I hardly saw any Alec. Where did he go? I don't know. I didn't even know where he was the whole movie.
Standing on the sidelines.
Just standing on the sidelines, and then I didn't think he even smiled one time in the whole movie.
Oh no, except when Magnus goes,
I'll
let you stay with him. That was so cute.
Valentine.
His hair, it was sort of weird.
What was with the plait? In the back?
Miranda in the middle of the cinema. I was like, that's bullshit.
He flips off the balcony in this perfect little flip. And I'm just turning to Emily and I'm just like, it's like flip. Like a gymnastic person. I'm just like, yeah, dude, that just does not happen in real life. Oh, the other bit that was really funny, the demon girl.
Oh, yeah, you know how when Clary goes through the portal and she sort of lands in the middle of the street and there's this little girl sort of going la 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 la.
What's with the girls with la la la's?
Yes, but I instantly knew she was a demon. But when she sort of looks at Clary like this, she's like, and she's like, her eyes sort of roll back. I was like, bah! Like she's gonna just go Exsistence.
Like, hey, what are you doing? And Luke comes,
and just like drags her off.
and the sounds that come from this demon or whatever is still making little girl sounds. And she's getting like molested by this Sorry, but if I was Clary and she's had this serious face, she's like, I'd be like, going on in there?
I'll be more freaked out. There's this giant wolf just dragged this little girl into a store. I'll be like, backing away now. All the weapons look really good. I don't see why they needed the vampire gun. Because when they talk about, because Clary asks them in the book, why don't you use guns? It's so much easier than having a sword or a dagger. And they say because the runes sort of muck up some of the mechanics. So I don't see why they could have a stake gun or whatever it was. Like, it was useful when she killed that vampire.
A big moment.
Yeah, just like, did I just do that? Yeah, it was a bit, but it was a cool weapon, but it was a bit.
I love the leather jackets.
Yes.
They were brilliant.
Yes.
The boots, the runes looked so good.
But she was still in gear at the end, and I just didn't get it.
How did she not have a wardrobe malfunction in that mini dress? If I was in that, that'd just be coming up the rear end. I wouldn't be able to wear that. What? If you bend over in that thing,
you'll be flashing everybody.
You'd be flashing everybody. She seemed to handle it with so much grace. I like the Silent Brothers costume.
I didn't see them because I was peeing in the bathroom.
This is her. Okay, right. We watch it, and it's this bit where Clary's going to see the Silent Brothers. And, you know, they're walking the cemetery, the graveyard place, yeah? She's like, Miranda, I have to go pee. I'm like, dude, how can you pee in the middle of the wall instruments? I just cannot do that. And she runs off and pees.
But then, when I get back, nothing has happened. She's just walked down the stairs, and that's about it.
All the time she just walked down the stairs. It takes her that freaking long just to walk down the stairs and be introduced to the whole City of Bones. And I guess the only bit you missed is, like, Chase saying, welcome to the City of Bones. And that's it.
Wow. That's so important. Harry does some rune that sort of freezes all the demons temporarily, and they're sort of, like, dodging through the bodies. I would just be like, stab, get out of my way. They didn't have any sensors for, like, demon, you know, activity or anything like that. They just had that sort of jar of, like, metal shavings that sort of moved along.
But that's what you learn in science, you know, because they move along with the magnet. Remember how we did that?
That's weird how they did the music thing. You know, the tones that sort of aggravated
the demons.
Like, I sort of get it.
She get it.
I got it, but I didn't think it was necessary. Because how do you know if she has a piano in her house? You just have to play it on your iPhone or something. Like,
listen to this. Some of the scenes were the same from the book. I did like the greenhouse scene.
That was really good.
Beautiful. Emily was nearly getting teary. I was like, oh, because she's like, oh, that's exactly how I pictured it. They kissed.
Yes, they kissed. Sprinklers had to come on and ruin the moment. Sort of like,
but they got into it. They got into it. The bit where Simon at the end heard her say "I love you" back or something like that. That was so teary. I actually wanted to cry.
I was like,
Simon. I'm like, Simon, I feel for you. It's in here, Simon. One that played Simon.
So good.
So good.
I couldn't imagine any other Simon. When Simon gets rescued from the Hotel of Death, he's got vampire bites in his neck, and that's not what happens in the book.
Exactly.
I know he becomes like a rat and tastes vampire blood, but I know like that's not necessary in the movie. But when you're bitten by a vampire, you think you would instantly become a vampire, not just sort of get all sweaty and be like, I'm fine now, I can see properly.
No.
And why didn't Clary do anything? She was just sitting there, she saw it, she's like, oh yeah. And then she just went, it's all fine, Simon, are we okay?
You didn't even acknowledge it. That irked me. But the thing with the Pentagon, I didn't see...
You could obviously destroy it. I could just be like, kick down that spear, rip out that sword.
I know,
like,
but...
it's just so simple.
I didn't like that bit.
The vampire Raphael in the book is not in the movie at all. Well, you do see some
You see one shot of him.
Well, you see,
or guy.
like, they always focus on, like, one. If you'd read the book, you'd recognize him. He's, like, later on, he's, like, the leader of all the vampires. He becomes one of the council members.
They're gonna need him in City of Ashes, I tell you that now.
Yeah. Goes back to her house. You know, we're expecting to see Forsaken.
Yeah.
You know, the humans that are mutated by runes. And there's nothing about them.
It's Brave and the Demon.
Oh, the dog turning into the demon. I was like shitting myself. I was like, that thing is absolutely disgusting. It was going like, and I was
And she goes in the fridge. And she's like,
yeah, like explode. That was actually really smart. But this thing's like climbing over the counters. I'll be like, not trying to like set up a death trap for it. Said in the trailer reaction, I was like, what the hell? What's that thing in Luke's hair?
oh no!
And then every time I saw him in the movie, I was just like, get it off. This little tuft of grey hair. And it's just weird. And I thought, you know, they couldn't have him like Wolverine, have like 2 streaks of grey, but they didn't need that bit. They could just have salt and pepper, you know, like normal people.
They spoke so poetically.
It was like they were speaking in verse.
They were speaking in verse. I was just speaking to Clary. I don't even think he had said one sentence that was like non-factual about her or something like that.
It's just like, I'll be sympathetic. I'll be like, honey, you've just lost your mom. Living within our world, I would, if I was Clary, I'd be freaking out. So I'll be a bit more sympathetic towards her instead of like bombard you with information.
I'm Miranda.
And I'm Emily.
Thanks so much for watching. Bye.